up, guys? This is Kyle from Kyle's Game Room, and if you're familiar with my channel, you would already know that I have a fake Sonic Nendoroid, and now I finally got a real one for Christmas. I've been playing with it for a couple of days, and so I'm gonna show off the major differences between the two. I'm gonna go over like absolutely everything, so hopefully this video will help you out. Alright, so to the left we have the fake, and to the right we have the real. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure they're both in picture, and I apologize for the camera being a little crooked, but I don't really have a legit tripod, so you have to bear with me. I apologize. Alright, so yeah, anyway, to the left we have the fake, and to the right we have the real. Alright, so as you can tell from the front, it has a little sticker over here that says, "For licensed by Sega." I'm not going to guarantee that this is an instant winner, like, oh, okay, this is definitely real if it has that sticker. But for all I know, it could be. But that might be something you might want to look out for. Alright, so when you look at the two boxes side by side, you can really tell that like the colors are a lot brighter and not as dull and washed out compared to this box. And like it feels a lot better. Like this just feels like standard cardboard, while this is actually all glossy and finished up, made it look pretty. Alright, so let's look over on both of these sides. Okay, as you can tell, you probably actually won't be able to tell on the camera, but you can see a lot more details on the pictures of the figures. So, again, if you have, like, if you're online, like, see if you can get really good pictures of what it looks like. Make sure the seller actually has legit pictures of the box, because that would be good. Like, actually, like, taken from a legit camera. And hopefully they have a good camera, too. Alright, as you can tell, the backs are kind of different around the bottom, but I've heard that the bottom does change a lot. Like, here I've seen a video where it shows like a AAA thing, and mine obviously doesn't have that. So, I honestly can't really tell you what to look out for, because this is just always a mixed mess. So, yeah. Anything that we can actually look out for, though. Let's see. On the real one, it shows for sale in Japan only. And I'm not seeing that on the fake one, so that's good, I guess. Now, I've also seen on the real one that, it says, for ages 15 and up only. But again, that has a AAA sticker, and mine doesn't have that. And it says remove face portion to change expressions, blah blah blah. So it does have a little bit of English in here, so that's good. This one barely has any English whatsoever. Like, it only has the website that's English and another website. So yeah, that's it. So I guess you might want to also look out for the English. Hopefully that'll also help you out. And move it to the other side. Again, just pay really close attention to the pictures. Make sure you see a good amount of details. Make sure it's not all washed out like you see over here. The top and bottom, again, same thing. But there's one more thing I do want to mention. Okay, here, the way they tape these up, at least mine at least, the way they taped up the real one, they use a circle sticker. Luckily, I still have one at the bottom. Unfortunately, you might not be able to see it too well on camera, but you might. As you can tell, it's a circle clear sticker. While on the fake one, they actually use legit Scotch tape. Like, they use like a little bit of Scotch tape. So, maybe on other real ones, they'll use the circle ones as well. So, again, they might need a really good camera in order for you to see that. It's also taped on the top too, so you don't have to worry about it have to find a picture for the bottom. It also shows it on the top. Alright, so now let's look at the Sonic figures themselves. Alright, so now we're looking at the figures themselves. Again, to the left, we have the fake, and to the right, we have the real. Alright, so there are a few things that you can actually pick out, but this might be like a side-by-side comparison only thing. Like, something that you won't be able to see just looking at a picture. Alright, so, suppose you do order one. The way you have to feel it, like, when you feel the figure, you can kind of tell how it's fake and real. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, when you feel the fake one, it feels like standard plastic, like maybe on a modern figure, maybe like an American figure, I mean. But when you touch the real one for the first time, apparently, according to Hogfather, he says that it feels like a First Four Figures figure, like one of the statues. So that's how it's supposed to feel. Alright, and what I've noticed is that here, when they look to, like, here they're supposed to have the same face. They're supposed to be looking off to their left, but to us it's going to be the right. But from the way I see it, I see that the real Sonic is looking more to the right than what the fake one is. Also, I noticed a lot of paint flaws when I first got this guy, and the figures are supposed to be absolutely flawless when it comes to paint. So, let me show you a few paint flaws that I've seen. Alright, we can see a bit of a smudge when it comes to the ear, but I think it's actually I think it's plastic actually coming off. So, yeah, these figures, again, are supposed to be flawless. Okay, also above the nose a little bit, you can see a little bit of a blue dot. That's not supposed to be there, obviously. And when I first got this figure, the paint on the chest was all scratched up. And, again, it's supposed to be flawless. It's a no-no. Yeah, Good Smile Company actually really, really cares about the quality of their figures. So that's good. Another thing that you want to notice, before I go on to my next segment, let me actually look at this figure. Okay, as you can tell, there's like absolutely no paint flaws. I see there's a little bit of an indent in the chest, but that's not a paint flaw. That's just a overall issue with the figure itself. Alright, so let me look at the figures, because it kind of looks like that the spines on the fake one go out a little bit wider than what they do on the real one, but I could be talking out of my butt for that one. See if you guys can actually tell anything. So if you can, let me know. Yeah, but anyway, let me move on. The Sonic figure, the fake one, has overall a glossy finish throughout the whole figure, like it's made like in America or something. But in this one, it's actually not really glossy whatsoever. Like, only the shoes are glossy because they're supposed to be. But yeah, everything else on the figure is absolutely perfect. Like, it's like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like everything's painted on. It's not molded on, I guess. I'm trying to really pay attention to the eyes. Like, the real one has a little bit more detail than what the fake one does. But the fake one actually does have its fair share of decent, like, attention to quality to the eyes. It looks like the color tone on the fake one is a little bit darker than the real one. There's also an indent on the real Sonic's mouth. You probably can't see that on camera, but yeah. Alright, there's one thing that you do want to notice. So, people are actually looking at the figures. If you see them taking off their faces, on the fake one, the face is blue. While on the real one, it's supposed to be white. Because here, like, this is like pretty much just painted blue. Like, I mean, not the whole, it's not painted. It was molded blue, but just got the ears painted. At least that's my theory. But on this, everything is painted on. I usually recommend, if you're going to pull out the faces, start from the bottom of the muzzle and then just very lightly pull from the nose, because then you actually might rip the nose off. Yeah, you can actually do that. Let's see, anything else that I can mention? Yeah, you can see like how this one's like indents above the eyes come out just a little bit more, I guess. It's like really noticeable, while in this one, like, it's still there, it's just not as noticeable as compared to the fake. The fake one does have a hard time standing up. The ball joints are pretty worn out, but I'm not sure if it's because of how old it is, and this one's brand new where it has like little to no issues, or if that's just me. The joints coming off this, like when I pop off the head, it pops off super easily. But do note, I heavily modified my fake figure. Like, I put super glue and sticky tack on it to thicken up the plastic so it stays on the figure more. Well, I did not do anything with the real one. I do not want to mess with this guy whatsoever. But he does have a tough time actually taking his head off. The Hogfather's fake Sonic... the fake Sonic? No, he had a real one. The real... I can't talk worth crap. The Hogfather, his Sonic Nendoroid, it seems that his head popped off super easily. So this thing might vary from figure to figure. Because it is a toy after all. So, anything else? Again, the glossier hands on the fake, while they're actually decent quality on the real. Okay, one thing I noticed on the shoes. Okay, do note I have sticky tack on the bottom of this figure because I never want to use the stand. But I'm not going to do that to this little guy because I love this guy. This guy is an absolute treasure. But you might not be able to tell, but the soles of the shoes are absolutely more grayer. Like, this is like a... I don't really know how to explain this. This is like more dirty gray. But again, it might be because it's old. But I do think it's mainly because this one's more real. More real. It's just real as a whole. Anything else I do want to mention before I move on to anything else? You can notice all of their seams. It's just that on this one, they actually do try to hide them a little bit. Like, look at the top of the head. And the fake Sonic's hand fell off. Fantastic. Okay. See, it's more noticeable on the fake one. But still, you can notice some of the seams on the real one, nevertheless. But they still try to do a decent job of trying to, like, hide that away. While on the fake one, they're all like, okay, get rid of it. But whatever. Alright, so now, let's move on to, I guess, the accessories. Alright, so now we're going over accessories. I pulled out a lot of them. So first up, we're going to be looking at the item capsules. Alright, so here we are. Okay, so as you can tell on camera, actually, I'm not sure if you actually can. On this one, it seems more fogged up. But again, it might be because I had it for so long. Blah, blah, blah. While this one, it's all clear because, again, it's brand new. The plastic molding, like on the top, at the bottom and stuff, it seems that this figure seems to be more glossed up and stuff, while this one is all not glossed. At the bottom actually seems pretty glossed, so I might be just talking out my butt. On the real one, these little holes seem to be longer and more pointed than the fake one. We should also go over the actual item capsules inside, like the little power-ups and such. And I forgot to grab them. Here we are. Alright, so, to the left are fake, to the right are real. Alright, so let's go over the bubble shield. Alright, so on the bubble shield, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but the picture on this is really fogged out, and the color barely stays inside the bubble, surprisingly. Like, this one, it comes out of the bubble just a tiny bit, but not as bad as this. So it's pretty picture, pretty picture. Alright, next, let's go over invincibility. Okay, this one I actually might have to pay really close attention to. Colors seem nice and bright, really vibrant, very sharp. All these are kind of faded out. Okay. Now the extra life. It's fuzzy around the eye. I can notice that for a fact. That and around the blackness. This you actually might have to see in real life, but it seems like very, like, not very well printed, I guess. Yeah, that's all I can notice. It was just fogged around, like, the edges of the items or whatever, like around the colors. And next, let's go over the shoe. Okay, the buckle, the gold buckle, you can really see good detail to that. And it just looks like an overall really good picture, while on the fake one, it's all discolored. Like, not really discolored, but like all faded and stuff. It's just ugly. Okay, now let's go over the rings. I think it just suffers the same issues, just faded out colors and just washed out. Yeah. But it's something that you really need to look side by side to. So if you just look up a picture, you might not be able to tell too well. Alright, next let's go over the Sonic rings. Yeah, we might not be able to tell too much of differences. Okay, like inside the real one, it's all white, while on this one, it's like actually really dark and black. It's not painted black in there, it's just really dark. And if we try to switch sides, yeah, it's not the lighting issue, it's actually really dark in there. They're both painted pretty well. It's just that this one's a little bit dirtier, because again, it's old. So that might be actually my fault. So, yeah, that's the rings. Chaos Emeralds, let's look at the Chaos Emeralds. This one's a little bit beat up, because again, it's been used. Well, this one I barely use at all. But one thing I did notice is that the peg hole does seem a little bit bigger, well, longer, I mean, than the real one. And also when I noticed, okay, I have a stand set up, alright? When I put it in the Chaos Emerald, the real Chaos Emerald, it just slides in, no problem, barely any effort to put in. While I try to put it in with the fake one, well, one, it won't even go into a real stand. I actually have to go out of my way and pull out a fake stand. Okay, here we are. Fake stand, fake Chaos Emerald, then it fits in. So there we go. Let's see how they each hold the ring. First up, let's put real to real and then fake to real. So, okay, a little tiny bit of pressure, not too much. Okay, then this one. Again, just like the Chaos Emerald, it won't fit. It actually fits into the fake stand actually pretty well. It slides in super well. Well, let's try putting it in here one more time. Again, you still need to put on a little bit of pressure. So, But again, this might vary from figure to figure. Okay, gotta make sure I can identify everything. Make sure everything's all good. One thing I do want to test out, though. Alright, I'm gonna make sure how tight the joints are on these figures. The parts do fall off kind of easily, but apparently on the real one, from what I've heard, the joints are a little bit tighter. And I also heavily modified my fake one. Because here, I would make him hold a Chaos Emerald, because I had a really cool stance for him. It was pretty great. But it would always drop the Chaos Emerald. Like, it would not have enough arm support. Like, the arm itself would actually fall off trying to hold the Chaos Emerald. So yeah, it's that bad. And again, I'm having a little bit of issues trying to make him hold it. Okay, he seems to be holding it pretty well. The arm's not coming down or anything. But again, I modified it with super glue so the plastic was thicker. And also sticky tack to make sure it sticks in pretty well. While not even modified, holds it no problem. Sorry about bumping the camera a little bit there. Oh yeah, also, when you pull out the hands, sometimes, here, when you buy it, all the little peg stuff are built into the hand. But sometimes they will stick into the arm. So all you have to do is just pull it out from the arm. Like, it doesn't take too much effort. You might mess up a nail or two. So if you want, you can get a pair of tweezers to help take it out. But it's something that you can just pull out by hand. And just put it back into the hands themselves. But I noticed on the fake one, here, those little ball joints, they eventually do wear out and start to, like, not stay together very well. And that was my iPod. Okay. So, anything else I should mention? Oh, yes. Let's go over the stands. Okay, this is a big issue that I've had. Okay, first up, the way that they feel is completely different. Like, this one, like, just feels like a higher, better quality, while this feels cheap. Yeah, there's not really a good way to explain it. Alright, let me get the stands for both of them. Okay, do you know, I, like, broke the stand for my fake one. I don't know exactly how, I guess I abused it. Okay, but one thing I also want to mention, here, I thought on a fake one, these 4 holes were too big, but even on the real one, they're still too big. But they are a little bit smaller than the fake one that I've noticed. But again, I probably could be talking out of my butt a little bit. But when I tested it, okay, like see, it doesn't fall off too much. But, oh yeah, actually, you probably can't see anything. My bad. Anyway, yeah. Like, it doesn't go out too much, but it is still noticeable the fact that, oh my god, it's not standing in. Like if I pull it up, it doesn't take the stand with it. While if I put it in the center, it takes a stand with it. Even in these other ones. So, why they made these ones too big, I have no idea. Hopefully they might fix that in a next release, maybe, or if anybody knows why they did that, please let me know. This one, these ones are actually a little bit too big for this one. So let me try the fake stand. Okay, it fits right in. So I guess I guess the fake parts will only work for the fake parts, I guess? I don't know. It's extremely odd. So that pretty much does sum up everything. I would compare the extra faces and the extra arms and legs. But I messed up my faces on the fake one. And I'm pretty sure it would just be glossy on the fake, while actually being well painted on the real, just like with these arms and legs that we see right now. So that pretty much sums up everything. So let me know what you think. So if you are on the lookout for figures, it is kind of hard to tell which is real and which is fake. But if you do find a sticker that says licensed by Sega, there's a good chance that that one may be real. But yeah, it really comes to high quality pictures and such, and also where you buy it. So some of you may be wondering, even though if I buy a good, I can't talk. If I buy a fake figure, should I be worried about it? It really depends on how much you paid. When they first released, the real ones went for about $60 and it was quite expensive. But nowadays you can get it for $40 on Amazon, and that's where I recommend that you actually buy it. Or you can get it for about like $50 or $60 from ToyWiz, and ToyWiz is a very reliable site because they deal a whole bunch of toys and trading card stuff. It's good for collectibles. So I would go to Amazon and just buy it for $40, good price. But if you find it on eBay for around $20, it is a fake, but it's still a good price nevertheless. And I apologize for my stage falling down a little bit. That's probably because the figure is actually just leaning on the back of the stage. But he can't stand up with madness, so you have to make him look all herp-derpy because he's a fake. But anyway, yeah, if you don't have that much money, and if you're buying this figure just to play with it, then I think you should buy a fake one, because if you're buying it for a kid, yeah, get the fake one, because then if it breaks, it's not like, oh my god, I spent $50 on this figure, and now my son or daughter just broke it. Oh my gosh, I wasted my money. Like with the fake one, it might break a little bit easier. From my experience, yeah, it does. But yeah, it's not too expensive to re-replace. I didn't really have the real one for too long, so I don't know if it can break that easily. And I'm like treating this thing such high care. If you're a collector and you barely want to touch the thing, and if you do, like, you're not going to play with it too rough or anything, then by all means, go get a real one. Go get it from Amazon. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. I forgot to talk about the checkpoint posts. Holy balls. How did I forget that? Okay, here we got a real one. Okay, when we adjust the poles, they actually, like, the joints are pretty tight, so we can have it like this, so he's about to cross it without having it rely on these blue bars. Blue bars, okay, they're nicely painted, nicely sculpted, not messed up. The stars on the star post look extremely magnificent. Okay, and you guys should know they pop off super easily, so you can have it standalone, so it's like a 2D side-scroller Sonic game. Okay, like Sonic Lost World sometimes, and I guess the original Sonic games. So yeah, it pops in and out super easily. However, on the fake one, holy balls, this one had major flaws. Okay, the joints aren't really that tight. I'll try to keep it above, but it just keeps falling down. There'll be like some points where it actually stays good like that, but when I try to put it like that, it's like, it always relies on this. And the bars are completely screwed up. And also, it looks like they've been like sitting on a tray for a while, so like, you can really see how the paint got really affected. And when I got this, sliding these in and out was a pain in the butt. I'm actually still suffering it now, freaking sweet lord. There was one, like this one, like, I had to actually sand it down because it would not go in whatsoever. When it's being bent, that's actually probably my fault because how I struggled actually trying to get it in and out. But the paint issue, that was there from day one. So now I went over everything. So if this really helped you out, let me know in the comments. And if you do have any questions, let me know. I seem to be like the guy to go to for the fake Sonic figures because when the figures were first released, I was looking up, making sure before I bought one if there are any fakes out there, and I didn't see any videos of fake ones. But, however, I was apparently the first one on YouTube to make a video about a fake Sonic figure, and I also made a video on how to improve it. And I tried making a video on how to spot a fake, but I didn't really have a real one, so that video is pretty much useless now. But now I actually have a fake one and a real one, so I was able to do a good side-by-side comparison. But unfortunately, it won't help you out too much on when you're on the lookout. All I have to say is, look for the license sticker, and that might help you out pretty good. Also, check out the pictures, make sure they're actually hand-taken, and if they are, see if you can check out if there's any super-duper high quality on the box itself. And look out for a sticker if you can see the sticker. Alright guys, I will see you guys next video.